Let's take a look at the budget line model. Now, the idea here is that we have a limited amount of income in our lives, so we want to allocate it in such a way that maximizes the satisfaction we get. And in economics, we call that satisfaction utility. We're going to go through a really simple example. We can use this example, though, to apply to our lives in general when we're looking at a myriad of goods that we could spend our money on any day. So in an example, we're going to have $20 a week is our income. We all have to pay taxes. So imagine we pay $5 in taxes. That's leaving us $15 per week for disposable income. Again, disposable income is just the income after taxes. From here, ideally, right, we're going to allocate money to savings. Think of savings as consumption in the future. Now this leaves us $10 for consumption income. Now in our super simple example, we're going to assume there's only two goods we can buy, and these are music downloads and chocolate bars. Now in theory then, we're going to allocate our income between these two goods that gives us the most amount of satisfaction in our lives. Now we need a little more information. So we've got our consumption income is $10. Now suppose the price of a music download is $1, price of chocolate bar is $5. So what we're interested in is understanding what are all these possible combinations. And so we call a possible combination a bundle. So suppose bundle one has one download, we pay $1 for a download. And so our total spending on downloads is going to be $1. Number of chocolate bars we could have is 1. The price of a chocolate bar is $5. And so spending on chocolate bars is going to be $5. And so our total spending is $6. Now imagine bundle 2 is 3 downloads and 1 chocolate bar. This bundle costs us $8. And bundle 3 is 5 downloads and 5 chocolate bars. It costs us $10. Bundle 4 is downloads and no chocolate bars. It costs $10. Bundle 5 is no downloads and 2 chocolate bars, so this one costs us $10. Now bundle 6 gives us 1 chocolate bar and bundle 6 Bundle 6 gives us 1 download and 2 chocolate bars. And what we see here then is it's $11. Bundle 7 is 2 downloads and 2 chocolate bars. This is $12. And bundle 8 is 5 downloads. Bundle 7 is 2 downloads and 2 chocolate bars. So this is $12. And bundle 8 is 5 downloads and 5 chocolate bars, giving us a total of $15. Now a bundle represents possible combinations, and there's a bunch more here that we didn't list. Now what we're interested in, though, is beginning to minimize these possible bundles. So the first step is to say, well, which ones can we afford? Well, we definitely can't afford 6, 7, and 8 because they're $11, $12, and $15, and we only have $10. Now let's take a look at this. So we can graph number of downloads on our y-axis, number of chocolate bars on our x-axis. And of course, these quantities are going to be dependent on our income and the price of each. So the bundle, again, is those possible combinations of the goods. Right? We had some bundles from our previous table. So if you recall, bundles 6, 7, and 8 were outside of our budget. So what we can focus on is this thing called the budget set. And it's this blue shaded area. So it contains all the possible goods that we can afford given the income and prices. So this excludes our bundles 6, 7, and 8. Now what's really important is what we call the budget line. It shows us the combinations that are affordable given income and prices, assuming we spend all of our income. And the reason being is if we like downloads and we like chocolate bars, then we would not accept a point where we're not spending all of our money because we would prefer this point up here over either one of these points if we like downloads. And remember that we allocated $10 towards consumption income as that was going to maximize our total utility because we already put $5 aside. So if we're not spending all that income, then we're not maximizing the utility we can get from that income. So now our decision is left to these 3 points which are on the budget line. So then we'd select the bundle that we prefer the most. Now, keeping in mind those 4 assumptions we have about the choices that we make. So if we wish to maximize our satisfaction from our income, then we're going to make the selection between these 3 points on the budget line. So we have these 3 possible points, and then this would be based off of our own personal preferences towards downloads and chocolate bars. And suppose that this is our preferred point, in which case we would be consuming 1 chocolate bar and 5 downloads. Now, this decision is based off the 4 assumptions from our first lesson, as well as keeping in mind opportunity cost. So suppose we're starting at our preferred point of 5 downloads and 1 chocolate bar. So this is the one we think is going to maximize our satisfaction. What we can do is think, well, what's the opportunity cost from this point? So in other words, if we want another chocolate bar, we must give up 5 downloads. That's the opportunity cost of a chocolate bar. So now we can begin to weigh that. Well, I like chocolate bars, although I like downloads, so 1 more chocolate bar, am I willing to give up 5 downloads? Maybe or maybe not. Or if we go the other way and we think, you know what, I like downloads, I want another downloads. Well, the opportunity cost of a download is going to be 1/5 of the chocolate bar. So the process of opportunity cost can just confirm whether we've actually hit that point that is our preferred allocation. Now let's quickly go through those assumptions about our choice. So the first assumption is that we have rational preferences. We'll do more on this in a second. The second one is that we choose by optimizing or maximizing our utility, and we know how to solve that problem. The third one is that we have all relevant information required to make an informed decision. And the last one is that we are unbiased. And what this means is that we are only using our preferences and the relevant information to solve the maximization problem. With rational preference, there's a few key things here. First one, more is better. Generally like more of something than less of something. The second is that we can choose. So this means we either prefer A over B, or we prefer B over A, or we could be indifferent. But for the most part, we should be able to figure out what our preference is. And the last one is that our choices are consistent. What this means is if we prefer A over B, and we prefer B over C, then we must prefer A to C. And these are the 4 key assumptions that we make regarding our decisions to maximize our utility.